Today is going to be a weird one. It's not necessarily a parkour trick. It's more like a capoeira thing. But even then, I use it way more in tricking than I do in parkour. But someone reached out and said that they wanted to learn how to do a reversao. So I believe it's a capoeira move, but I think it looks really fun and a good way to confuse people on like what it is you're actually doing. Anyway, like I said, I use it a lot more in tricking than in parkour. And even then, I don't even use it a lot in tricking. I use it a lot in like weird party tricks, you know? Anyway, here's how you do it. Start with a cartwheel. I happen to cartwheel left. So I want you guys to keep your arms facing the same direction that your good side cartwheel is. So I'm going to still plant my left hand down first. And hold on, I'm gonna set the camera down and walk through it with you guys, because I think that'll be a little bit easier for me. And I think it'll make more sense to you. You know what they don't tell you while vlogging though, is your shoulder caps just get hella tired, like really tired. And so I'm constantly switching sides and it's like actually tiring, and it's not even heavy. It's like, I think my whole rig is maybe 2 pounds, maybe, but you know, holding 2 pounds up above my head so you can actually like see what I'm like, I don't know, so it's a decent angle, I guess. Yeah, so they don't tell you how tiring that is. Props to people with like a full-on DSLR, you know, Canon, whatever, Sony's, with like a full-on glide cam rig that they just hold with one or whatever, or however they do it. Props, because that stuff is heavy for as far as camera goes. And y'all are walking around with it like this? No, that's a lot. Anyway, reversao. So I cartwheel to my left. So I'm going to keep my hands in this same position here, but I'm going to switch my feet. So now my feet look like they are set for a right side cartwheel, but my arms are set for a left side cartwheel. Here's my cartwheel, okay? So I'm going to switch my feet. My hands are still the same. Now my hands and my feet are kind of mimicking each other, right? So, makes sense? So if my right leg is in front, my right hand is in front. My left leg is in back, so my left hand is like if I was placed like this. So they're the same. And now from here, the way we're going to start is we're going to start by kicking our back leg. In this case, it is my left. And I'm not going to kick it straight over, I'm going to kick it around. And I'm actually going to land into a sit. I'm going to keep my right hand down the entire time because my right leg is in front. And then I'm going to land on my left leg, because that's the leg I'm kicking, with my right leg then following. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but this is what it's gonna end up looking like. And it's just gonna be like that. And that's the starting point. We're gonna go again. Right leg in front, right hand in front. I'm gonna kick around the side, and I'm gonna land on just my left leg, because that's my kick leg. I'm gonna keep my right hand down, left arm comes up. And that's it. So now from here, what we're trying to do is actually not let our butt touch anymore, okay? So when we start to kick around our left leg, I want you guys to arch your back and squeeze your butt so you're pushing your hips and your belly button forward. And when that left leg touches the floor, I want you to think about stepping forward with your right leg to pull yourself forward over on top of yourself to kind of help pull your center of gravity over that foot so you're no longer falling, okay? Now, the whole goal here is you're still gonna fall, but this is the next progression, okay? So instead of just going directly to sit, you're trying to feel the tension inside the landing just a little bit before you fall. So we're gonna go here. I'm going to step. And notice how my butt's not on the floor anymore, right? That's the next step. I happen to be strong enough that I can just stop. And if you're strong enough that you can keep those hips up off the floor and your butt from touching, great. Move on to the next step, which is now trying to pull all the way up a little bit higher. So you're squeezing a little bit more, standing a little bit taller. And basically from this point, now that you're on step 3, is giving it a little bit of extra power, okay? we are actually going to be kicking our leg a little bit harder. And this is where that step really starts to come in, okay? So I'm gonna go here. The only difference between step 2 and step 3 is the amount of force that we're giving it. So if you can give it that squeeze through your hips and arching and keeping that back and stomach tight, then that's all it is. And it's just getting comfortable enough to give it that power, to give it that force, and it's super unique skill. And then once you like really get it down, then you can like start stepping into it. A few things here: shoulder mobility and back flexibility and mobility are gonna come into play a lot. I'm like relatively used to the skill and I'm able to do it well and comfortably. And I can still feel my back muscles activating and squeezing as I'm hitting my bridge and my arch, like when my feet land and I'm trying to stand up. So if you have a relatively flexible back, then it's gonna make it easier, but it's not mega necessary, but it's gonna make it look prettier. It's gonna give it that flashy, lazy, fluid look that mine kind of has. So a few drills that you can do from here is work on kicking into your bridge from cartwheel. So we're catching into a bridge. This is gonna be mega weird, but I'll try it for you guys. To be honest, I just went and did the first 2 steps and I did it over and over and over again throughout like the years of just trying it. And I eventually got it, but these are just ideas on how to possibly speed up your progression, because that's why you're here, going into your bridge, right? And there's my bridge. So you can see the similarity, right? I'm here and I'm pulling into my bridge and then I'm just coming back down. So if you can swing, land into your bridge, I'd probably call that step 4. And then trying to go all the way around and stand into the whole thing. One other thing I wanna help point out, or not help point out, but like put out there for you guys, is my right leg actually just rotates around me. And the faster that you can get back into this pike down position, the faster and the easier it's gonna be to get your center of gravity back underneath and in a place where you're able to understand it much easier, instead of trying to keep it pushed out in front of me. And that helps immensely. So watch my right leg. Another thing that you can do is use the lower side of the ledge here, this seat. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually raising my chest up. So I'm not gonna be as bendy in my back, but it's just a way to kind of work lower and lower and lower until you're able to do it on the floor. I'm gonna do the exact same setup. My feet are set as a right-hand cartwheel. My hands are set like a left-hand cartwheel. I'm going to step. So as you can see there, I let everything happen as if it was happening on the floor. You know, so I still tried to arch my back. I still tried to see where I was going, and I still let my right leg swing around to pull my center of gravity underneath me to help stand up easier. That's pretty much it, man. Common mistakes and such for sure is picking up the wrong hand. So in my case, because I am a left-sided cartwheelist, my right hand is the one that stays down the majority of the time. I also see people switching feet. So what I mean by this is I kick my left leg. I see people often who will kick their left leg and then switch, like a cartwheel switch. So they're trying to kick their left leg and then they kick their right leg to land on their right leg, and that's not gonna give you the same result, and it's gonna be a little different. I mean, it's still cool if you can land it, but I don't see people landing it very often. So don't switch feet. Keeping their chin tucked down. So if you watch mine, I'm actually trying to look at the floor as long as possible. And this is for a few reasons, okay? So I'm looking at the floor to give my back an arch, okay? So when you think about this, if you tuck your chin for your front flips and your back flips, that rounds your back. But for layouts, like a front layout, for instance, you stay looking at the floor and that arches your back as you go, because your head stays in the same spot and your body kind of moves around it, right? So that same thing happens here. So you want to stay looking at the floor for as long as possible until you're kind of forced to whip. And even after I whip, I'm still trying to re-spot the floor to help orientate myself. So I will see people who will keep their chin tucked as an effort to not fall on their head. But with this skill, you have to understand that you're going to fall. It's just a part of learning any skill, especially like with this one, or honestly, like anything that we do, you're gonna fall. And I think those are the 3 common mistakes, is they'll lift up the wrong hand, or they'll try to plant the wrong hand, and they'll switch feet, and then they'll tuck their chin. And those are the 3 common mistakes for a reversal that I've come across. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you found something out of it, drop a like and a comment down below and let us know what you want to learn next. That's why we're doing this one. I know it's a little bit odd and not necessarily a parkour skill, but we definitely do it in parkour. So drop a like and a comment down below and let us know what else you would like to learn. And if you need some help with your reversaos, send it to our Instagram, which is @TheCollectiveMovements. And we are happy to help, and we're happy to give you some advice. Also, if you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and like the video, because it really helps us grow with the algorithm, and YouTube likes the thumbs up. So give us the thumbs up. Yeah. Good luck, and send us your videos.